First of all, my worry, which informs my take, is that in all of this, the people, the common man, is not factored into this issue. We're talking about two elephants fighting, and what's happening to the grass. The truth is that the way politicians go about some of these issues, they go about it as if the reason for politics is not the people. For me, that's what the issue is. River State is at a standstill, and nobody cares whose ox is God. If they want to burn the state down, they don't really. Look at the average man on the street who used to ride Okada. For security reasons, he doesn't ride Okada again. He's been sent out of Port Harcourt. I don't know if we have a very clear idea of what the level of unemployment is. And every day we talk about insecurity in the north. Let me tell you, a young man who has gone to school, who is now very enlightened, who does not have work to do, and is a young man and full of energies, if you ask me, is a time bomb. And he doesn't have a job. What about the people, the petit trader who can't do his business again in Port Harcourt, in River State? Like I said, my own problem, my own challenge is that if you pick up all the dailies, you talk about what PDP thinks, you talk about what the opposition, the way they have interpreted it, you talk about what Amaechi is saying, you talk about the House of Reps stepping in. In all of this, nobody talks about what is happening to the man on the street. And for me, until that becomes the issue, then we are in trouble.
Okay, so now, if we're to look at what affects the man on the street, what do you think the man on the street ought to be doing? I know that this is a political issue. The political elephants, as you call them, they are supposed to resolve it. But we've seen in other climes where the people have said, you've got to put a stop to what they might want to describe as this nonsense.
Let me also tell you the unfortunate part of it. The unfortunate part of it is that the same man on the street is not just disgruntled. He's disgruntled because he's hungry. And over the years, they've also become gullible. You know what they do? The politicians now feast on it. You know what's going to happen? If this crisis goes on and on and on, they begin to distribute money to the people and begin to shop for them to queue to the left or queue to the right. And people will be, you will see people who would carry placards protesting, not because they're interested, but because they've been giving money and some piece of papers have been printed and you give to them and they run to the street and they come back. Next day you find another group who will buy some other young men who are hungry, who will need the money after all. So at the end of the day, the man on the street unfortunately can't even do anything. He's helpless. Okay,
so Tony Ranta, you've seen one of the outcomes of the problem in Rivers State is the fact that initially it was said that the House of Rep was a bit too much in a rush to take over the State Assembly. Now the Senate has also supported this. What do you think about the fact that the National